This is reposted.
All right, all eyes on me. That's a Tupac album. You remember Tupac?
Love me some Tupac. I'm a 5'10" white guy from the suburbs.
I like this because this quote is credited to Tupac and also Jim Carrey. I'm going to say that it's probably from Tupac, but that was weird. Anyway, today he said, just because you lost me as a friend doesn't mean you gained me as an enemy. I'm bigger than that. I still want to see you eat, just not at my table. Have you ever cut someone out of your life and wished ill of them?
I have. I remember we were talking about this recently in the last like 9 months.
Yeah, you broke
I've had
up
to
with
move.
someone.
I didn't break up. I kind of just we moved apart. So yes, and I love this quote because I really resonated with it. And I didn't really feel ill will for this person. I just felt like I just didn't think the friendship was right for either person. So I was like, I love that. I still want to have dinner with them. I just don't want to have dinner with them at my table.
Yeah, I've definitely gone through that with people. I remember I broke up with a dude a few years ago. It was this guy that I met and we started hanging out. He had just moved to San Francisco and we were friends. And he was just so much stress. I felt like I was in a bad relationship. And finally I was like, dude, I can't hang out with you anymore. And
You literally looked a man in the face and said, "We can't hang out."
yeah, it was causing so much more stress than any relationship I've ever been in before or since. And I don't wish ill will of them, but I do have people that have turned me into an enemy. And at weaker moments, I've wanted bad things for them.
Okay, I just got to ask this now. Has anybody ever broke up with you? Has a man broken up with you?
No, I'm sure people have faded away from me, but no one's had the wherewithal to say, "Hey, man, I can't hang out with you anymore. You're just not good for me."
Okay, this is the last question about this. Like, why did you have to tell? Why couldn't you just ghosted the dude? Why couldn't you just been like?
He wouldn't stop. He just kept showing up, and it was just what broke the back was one day after church. I went to hang out with him, and he was like wasted, like half an hour after church, on. And we like went to go watch like a skate park thing they got set up in Soma. I was like, what am I doing? This isn't fun. He's like, let's go talk to girls. I was like, no, I'm going home.
I love this so much. Thank you for bringing this up today.
Yeah, I read this and I thought about having kids, or this like seems like a good message to pass along to people, because when I was younger I definitely would have so much, it was harder to control my emotions and I would get mad at people and just hold grudges. Is that something that you see with your kids?
Well, I like this quote because number one, I think Tupac's a complicated guy, right?
Yeah.
His dad was in the Black Panthers. He rapped about bees and hoes, but also was like a really deep spiritual, he just was really complicated. And I think this quote's complicated. And I think people are complicated, right? And you
Yeah.
don't have to hate someone that you don't like. You could just be like, I don't like them. I just think that's like in the age we live in, right? You're either a Republican or a Democrat. You either
Right.
hit a home run or you strike out. I think the world's trying to make us be like, you got to like someone or not like them. How about you just are right in the middle?
Yeah, someone that I know has like been bragging on Facebook that all of my conservative friends have stopped following me, and like I'm so happy about that. And then yeah, you don't have to agree with someone, but you can still not wish ill will of them. I think you're right. This does apply to people, the tribalism of our society right now. It's like if you're not with me, you're full of hate and you're wrong. And people are complicated. Be more like Tupac. Be more nuanced.
Yeah, and I also think too is like there's just different shades of friendship, right? There's different shades of knowing somebody. Like it's okay to see someone that you haven't seen in a while and see them at a party and be like, I don't need to see them till Christmas next year again, right? Like
Yeah.
doesn't mean you got to like go to dinner. I sometimes struggle with that. I'm like a connector to people, and I'm like, oh man, I haven't seen that guy in a year, and my wife has to say like, that's okay, see him next year, it'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm remembering right now, I did have a really good friend in college that we lived together, and I didn't get along with his girlfriend. They're married now. But when I moved out, he kept my security deposit. And that was basically him breaking up with me. But now when I see him, I'm like, hey, man, how you doing? And just bingo square, people aren't worried about you. Like if you're wishing ill will, I think we talked last week about how if you hold a grudge or you're holding yourself prisoner. So it's like, having an enemy and not wanting them to quote eat is only hurting yourself.
And I think the last part about this truly is, can you be the bigger person? Like maybe they really did hurt you, offend you,
Yeah.
or whatever. Like literally, it's better for you, as you just commented, because that forgiveness releases your soul. But
Yeah.
can you just be? We're on Earth for a short amount of time. Just be the bigger person to be like, hey man, we're cool.
Yeah. Are you mad at anyone right now?
You know what? I can't. Not real. Well, I'm always mad at Doble. So other than that,
All right. Well, if you want to be represented by Suge Knight, please reach out. You can find us at Reposted Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I'm Andrew Keller for Biggie Smalls saying, thanks for stopping by.